have a lot of patients. I work in teams. So before I wore my hijab, it was a no problem working on people. All of a sudden now I wear the hijab and I'm going to be facing doctors in the hospitals, patients that are all different than I am. It's not as easy like as it seems. But I told myself, no, I must face it. No matter what, I have to be strong. And this is who I am, and I have to wear it, and I have to accept it of who I am. So I did it, and I'm glad that I did it. And they really appreciate. They look at me and they say, "Wow, you have a lot of guts to walk out wearing that." So, alhamdulillah. Everywhere, like where I work at the hospital, they really think that, wow, it's amazing the difference between not wearing it and wearing it. They always embrace and say, wow, you look gorgeous wearing the hijab.
Those who wear the hijab makes more beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, I've got a lot of compliments. A lot of respect and a lot of compliments on how the hijab looks. And it differs from one person to another, but the way they say, the way you wear the hijab is so beautiful. It makes a woman or a girl look more beautiful than without it. I used to go to, when I was at school, I had a bus driver that would drive me back and forth to school every day. And every time I'd get on the bus, he'd always say, wow, you stand out so much more than the other girls because it just looks so much more innocent, more beautiful than anything else. And it just made me feel good. Yeah, it makes me feel really good.
I see more women walking down the street with the hijab, and it wasn't like this before. Don't you see that?
Of course. It's all recently, in the past, let's say, 8 years, you'd see more of an Islamic woman walking down the street.
So lift the veil from your heart and see the heart of purity. Lift the veil from your heart and see the heart of purity.
The Islams are not afraid. They're coming out and showing people like we're not as bad as what the stereo are. They put us to, like, to show us that we are evil. You know, we still have to go out and travel the world. As a Muslim, I should not stop traveling. You know, should let other people see who we are.
I think people are realizing that we have to put more of a positive front for people to, before they start to realize what we are really like. And I think that's a very positive message that we need to get across. And it was very nice reading the paper this morning and having them seeing that the Islamic population coming out and saying, look, this is who we are. We're just like you. And this is probably the biggest message that anybody can get across. We're just like you. We're human beings. We are not monsters.
She was pulled from a soccer tournament in Laval, Quebec. The reason? She was wearing an Islamic headscarf, a hijab. The CBC's Andrew Chang has the story.
Girls from across the country came to Laval this weekend to compete in a national soccer championship. Asmahan Mansour is from Ottawa. She's already played 2 games, but today she didn't even get to touch the ball.
The referee was scared and pointing. She can't play. So it's like, why? So I was scared, why can't I play?
Asmahan, known as Azzy to her friends, was kicked out of the game for wearing a hijab.
I automatically went back to the referee, are you sure this is what you want to do? And there was no question. I just decided that there's no way that I would allow our team to continue. And the girls backed up Azzy very strongly.
It's like the coaches gathered everybody and we left as a team. Disgrace. I was crushed. I couldn't see Azzy like that. It's just a piece of material. It can't do any harm. She's not a threat to anybody by wearing that veil. She's just, this represents her religion, and it's total discrimination.
Despite what happened today, the team left in good spirits, because through it all, they say they managed to remain just that, a team. But they say they're not coming back, not until the rules change.
The hijab, yes, it does show that you have a struggle. It is still a struggle that I'm being part of. When, like I said to you earlier, my philosophy in life thus far has been the hijab has to come from within. The hijab does not come with what you wear.
It has to come from within, and what you believe and how you act.
Yeah, it gives you more strength. It strengthens you. Like, for someone to face the world completely different than everybody else, and to be better than them, it strengthens you. You feel a lot more stronger than them. Like, when somebody meets me face to face in this country, and they try to treat you like an immigrant, they try to treat you like somebody who's a lot lower than you. But then, when they start speaking to me, and they realize that I speak fluent English better than they do, and they realize that I'm smarter than them. I'm not trying to say I'm smarter than them, but they, all of a sudden, they have much more respect than they do to anybody else, because they realize that you look different. You wear the hijab. You're holding on to your modesty. You're holding on to your culture. You're holding on to your religion, and yet you're educated. And I'm in university. I speak fluent both Arabic and English, and yet I'm a practicing Muslim, 24/7. You have the five daily prayers, everything, and they get amazed by it. I've met so many Canadians who are amazed by the fact that Muslims pray 5 times a day. They're amazed by it. Just 5 times a day. They say, how can you do that? How can you fit that into your day where you have to pray 5 times a day? So I could just imagine how they feel about the hijab when a Muslim woman not only is wearing it, but who's just started wearing it as an adult, who is wearing it.
It's to educate them about Islam, because they don't know really what is Islam. And that's our goal in life, is to tell them what we are.
So don't you see that I'm truly free? This peace of scope on me. I work so proudly to preserve my dignity, my modesty.
My message to those girls who are afraid to be different by wearing the scarf is that different is good. If you're unique, that's what makes you stand out from the crowd, and that's what we all need as human beings.
It changes a girl. It does change. It makes a big difference in a girl's life, whether you devote yourself to a religion or whether you don't. There is a big difference. And a hijab does influence you. Like, if I were to take it off, I probably won't pray anymore. Because if I want to pray dhuhr and asr, I have to think, where am I going to get my hijab to pray? But if I'm already muhajjabit, at least I can pray anywhere. I can pray on the grass and it's fine, because I'm already wearing the hijab. It makes a difference in the psychology too, like in your mind, the way you think of things, whether you're going to pick up the Quran or not.
A lot of people, when I came from Kuwait, had that concern as well. They said, well, why don't you just take it off over there? And I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't change anything. And they said, people give you trouble, people look at you differently. I've been here 4 years, and I've never had trouble. No one has ever looked at me differently. It's been great.
Did you have this goal before you were in hijab?
I did have it in me, but when I put it on, it showed who I am. Then I showed I'm a Muslim. Before not wearing a hijab, people looked at me like I'm other Italian used to look. They say, you're Italian, or Spanish. But since I put it on, yes, it dressed me as a code. I'm a Muslim.
And the woman knows who she is. Like when the girl wears a hijab, she begins to know who she is. Before she wears a hijab, she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know what her goal is in life. But then when she wears it, she feels like she's more oriented towards something, towards a target.
I tell them you should wear your hijab. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being different. There's nothing wrong with showing who you really are, and it's part of your religion, so why not?
So lift the veil from your heart and see the heart you're
You have to be strong and confident about your religion and know what you're reading and understand.
from your heart and see the heart.
I really think that a woman or a girl, especially a young girl, should try.
for at least one day, 24 hours to wear a hijab and to go out. Because the whole world changes. You see how men all of a sudden start respecting you. You have some sort of respect, but men and women tend to respect you more. And